Yeah, thank you so much for that sub. Hey, Rancid Ralph, how's it going? Thank you for the follow. Sendaris, welcome to stream. And if I mispronounce that, please let me know, and I will do my best to keep correcting in the future and do better. I don't like going out at night. I've mentioned this a number of times on stream. I have a filter that increases the gamma for the stream about 15-20%. So anything out here... Hey, thank you so much.
Randall Thor 1812 has gifted a sub to Askavan 85.
Thank you so much for gifting that sub, Randall Thor. I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure Askavan will also appreciate not having to deal with ads and all that garbage. But doing really good. Excellent. It will pick up the pace a lot once we actually get some extra weapons and all that stuff. So this is much more dangerous for me, because like I can see that there's a horde here, but like I can just see a couple of hands moving, but I can't really see the zombies back here, versus you all might be able to see that. That's because my gamma, night is actually scary. I don't crank it up for that. And this is with Cat's Eye. And Rancid Ralph doing a weird flex. Okay, see the one in blue got aggroed. So let's pull him back here, where I've got this, because by putting this between us, if there are more aggroed, I'll see them cross here, even if they're wearing their black. Because I see like there's this one here and that one. Alright, Askavan is going to have me do 5 push-ups. You know what? I'm going to back off real fast. I'm going to pause. I'm going to knock out those 5 push-ups. We're getting pretty close to running out of push-ups for today. And I'm letting the stream cash in points to make me actually be honest about it. I mean, honest and actually getting it done, not lying about it kind of thing. Because otherwise I hop on stream and like taking his time to be like, oh, I'm just going to pause the stream to do a couple of push-ups. You know, while would probably be accepted, feels weird to actually get yourself to do it. But when the stream does it to me, you know, it works out for everyone. It's almost as if a bowl of lettuce isn't that filling. Oh, that was the onion. We're going to be overfed. Well, poor onion. Slightly a ways. Probably not much, though. That was probably pretty close. Like, I expect this buff will drop off in seconds. I thought I'd put more lettuce in. Alright, is that 4 or 5 left? 5. I didn't see the one here. I just don't want to fight with the fence behind me, because it's easy to lose track of fences. Take our beta blockers. Panic means less damage. Less damage is lame and no one wants it. Oh, it's so nice to have a real weapon. I'm gonna be so sad when I don't have a real weapon anymore. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I understand with, like, especially time zones and that, no matter what time I start streaming, there's gonna be someone that doesn't, like, that doesn't align well for, and it's just the unfortunate reality of how time works. I would love it if one of you all had a weapon, but I don't think you do. Actually, she might. She might have a hand fork. Not sure if that's my eyes playing tricks on me or not. It's fine if she does or doesn't. A hand fork's a pretty okay... Like, it's not a good weapon, but when you're dealing with these populations, it is a fantastic weapon because it's a weapon. Yeah, I think she has a hand fork. I thought it was in her shoulder, but I don't see it. But yeah, we need to push these groups back as much as possible because they are going to keep trying to spread out. And they're going to spread out where there's open space, which means where I live. And that's not good. Huh. That is definitely an interesting combination. I mean, it doesn't sound outright terrible or anything, for what it's worth. But definitely not one I would picture going together. To be fair, there's been a lot of stuff that people have come to me with that I would go, why would you ever put those together? Hang on, this is delicious. Like, there is a dessert, I don't know what you call it, but it's basically Jell-O is your bottom layer, so just like regular, like, fruity Jell-O. On top of it is cream cheese, and on top of that is like, you know, like shredded cheese, like cheddar or like Mexican blend or something like that. And you'd think and you go, wait, did you say cheese and Jell-O? But then when you actually think about it, it's like, oh, salty sweet. Yeah, that is a thing, isn't it? It's good. It's ridiculously unhealthy, but you know, it's good. Oh yeah, none have done that too. I've started cooking something and gone, oh yeah, I have these leftovers. Well, I'm already cooking this now, so I guess I'll just eat both. Yeah, it is one of those things that, like, the first time it was my sister-in-law through my younger brother getting married. It was a family recipe from her side. And they're like, all right, well, I mean, they're ranting and raving about it. Let's give this a go. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about it. And they're like, oh, this is pretty good. But yeah, it's one of those things the first time you hear, you're like, what? Cheese and Jell-O? What? Why would you do that? And then you have somebody go, oh, that's why. I also get the joke of off-putting, Jell-O, pudding. And now I go back to the house and we sit down in the chair and recover. Actually, I'm just going to sit here. Tuna Jell-O? Not sure I can get on board with that. But that said, I'm not a big fan of tuna to start with. Like, I guess it'd be going for the same sweet and salty kind of thing. Hey, Felix, how's it going? Alright, so that's what, three hordes we've killed today? Alright, here's the next contestant. Yeah, like I said, they're going to keep pushing into our property because of that helicopter until we've knocked the population down. Looks like there might be another one down there, too. We just have to keep ahead of them is basically what goes. And unfortunately, our nightstick is already about done. But it's going to be much faster than all those screwdrivers would. Gotcha. Sorry to hear about the COVID. I do hope you have, like, the mildest of symptoms. And, like, actually mild symptoms, not what are referred to as mild symptoms. And that you have a full recovery as, you know, prompt as reasonably possible. You're gonna tease me with another level in short blunt on a weapon that's right about to break. Interesting. I hadn't heard that one. Alright, we got a bunch of these small groups coming up from below. We're gonna kill those real fast. Because, again, I want to try and avoid getting ourselves pushed in. We're getting pushed in on from all directions. This is not good. Because the fact that they're in that field means I also don't really have much room I can forage into replace weapons. Oh, please don't draw them across me. Take him east. Take him east? Is that north? You going north? North is acceptable. I can live with north. North is like momentary bad, and then long term really not bad. Gimme, 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 I want it. A hunting knife is not a bad option. Oh, this is actually bad. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get, because we saw there's going to be a big horde that's going to get wrapped right past our house and probably break the doors and windows. I'm really hoping one didn't sneak by us. So I grabbed them deliberately by yelling. And we're going to go take them east. Drop them off. We'll probably end up pulling a bunch more hordes on the way there. That's fine. First I want to ball them up again. Because we are going to leave some behind as we go, and those will become new hordes we have to deal with. So now we just want to ride the wave of zombies gradually east. Another horde in the trees to the south of us, so I don't want to go there. I'm trying to draw them out, actually. Yeah, got lots of zombies moving around over here because they were the remnants of the helicopter. So I'm going to try and draw these, you know, kind of down here. Then we're going to cut to the trees, ditch them, and go back home and deal with whatever falls out. Gotcha, gotcha. See you in a few then, Azkaban. But yeah, so we're just deliberately aggroing a bunch of stuff, letting it follow us. We don't really care that much. We're kind of just trying to draw them away from us a little bit, knowing they'll come back later. Yeah, avoid those giant groups down there. That's stuff that's spread from the helicopter south as opposed to west. So we will jump this fence here in a moment, and then we're going to run. Ah, crap, there's a horde on the other side. I was going to say, and then we will run to get ourselves some distance, but with the horde right there, we're just going to pick up the next horde and not really change our situation much. Unless I can sneak to the side of them, but I doubt it. So that way they have to jump one fence, then the other fence, and then hopefully we can loop back to where we are. Not picking up too much. Oh, this isn't good. I was not expecting to find this many hordes down here. Right. I don't know what their deal is, but I'm okay with it. I don't know why they can't climb that fence or what they're doing. We're going to have to ditch them in the trees, which is going to be dangerous. Because there's probably going to be hordes in these trees. Like, we yelled some, but I doubt we got them all out. So again, put them into the tree, you know, with the shadow behind them as much, or behind you as much as possible. The more time they spend in the shadow, the less time they have to see you. The less time they have to see you, the more likely they are to lose track of you. So we'll cut straight up, and then we'll go to the side. They need to relax for a little bit because of fatigue. And we'll see what little maybe manages to keep up with us. But that was just because that gunshot meta event drug like multiple hordes across us, which makes sense with how many are in that field. And I don't know why there's so many down in that field. There's like really nothing meaningful, you know, south of us. But it is what it is. We'll just keep killing till they're gone. All right, so let's start. Let's actually start by doing a lap around our building, seeing if any surprise zombies have moved in the area with the meta event and the helicopter or anything else, so we don't have just like a horde in our backyard, you know, to kill us one night. Do a lap. Anything we see dies. Then we'll start trying to clear around our base, just kind of keep expanding. And I was worried about our stamina, but I'm like, oh right, our nightstick is right about to break, and everything else I have are short blades, which use basically no stamina, so I don't actually care that much. That's why I like short blades, especially early on when you're being super unfit and everything. You can get a lot of mileage out of them. And I think the last time we had someone did the math on what it was, and this is using numbers from pre-multiplayer, was it we determined that there was 5,000 something zombies in Ekron? I'm trying to remember. It was a decent chunk of change, because I remember we got to like 2,000 something, and then Ekron started thinning out really fast. Which again, that's using numbers from before multiplayer, so it could be some stuff wrong with it. Okay. I do hope it's working for you. Yeah, when I knew I aggroed one, I got the knife out because there's a good chance to be able to execution hit him. So we just went right for it. Save her stamina. Alright, yep, posture check, you got me. I was leaning forward. Alright, let me just go ahead and get back real fast. If you do it right now, I'm going to feel bad and I don't know how to refund the points. So I'm actually going to take a moment. I'm going to pause, and I did my hydrate. I'm going to need to do that stretch, but I'm going to quickly disable that. Okay, and I've disabled that, and I'm going to do my stretches. Actually, I'm going to sit down in the house so we start recovering our stamina. Then I'm going to do the stretches. Yeah, that's fine. I think we're going to keep bringing that back every time she is on stream, which should be most Saturdays. Her work schedule can bounce around chaotically at times, just depending on the availability of other coworkers of hers. So I can't promise that she'll be here every Saturday. And then plus, you know, it's up to her if she wants to play. So far, she's been pretty excited. She always sits there and goes, she's like, I'm not sure if people enjoy it. It's like, they are. No, shh, it's fine. All right, well, I'm going to do the stretches real fast. Okay. And the empty tomb explains, the whole bit with that is, if you look at the information about it, it has you provide text, at which point you actually would sit there and go, okay, this is what I want you to explain. She had the right to refuse whatever. And just the same, I, as the person who's hosting the stream, also had the right to refuse, like, no, you're not, like, we're not going to talk about that on stream or whatever. But she would explain stuff. Now, I will point out, most of the time she does it, if anyone's familiar with the comic Calvin and Hobbes, and there's been the meme, Calvin's dad explains, which is basically, he will explain things in a way that is entirely incorrect and false, but believable to the mind of like a 5-year-old. And she tends to give explanations like that when she's just goofing off. Like, she actually knows a lot about a lot of things, but she just was doing it to be silly and all that, and people like loved it, and they're like, we want to pay points to make her explain stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, let me see if she wants to do it. She's like, yeah, that sounds fun. Like, I even debated making it a bits thing, mostly because I don't want to, you know, obligate her to do it all the time or anything. But we went with points because I still feel weird about asking people to, you know, do bits for stuff. Like, I don't know, it feels weird to me. I know it shouldn't feel weird to me, but it does. Because, like, it is a normal thing on Twitch to be like, okay, here's this thing. You know, it costs 100 bits or whatever, I don't know. Like, anything that costs bits, I kind of want to, you know, go, hey, people who watch my stream, like, you dictate the stuff that you want to cost bits, so it's not me saying, give me money or whatever. Yeah, Whistlebeak asked her to explain the power of tailoring. Or I think the exact verbiage was the awesome power of tailoring. that short blade? Yeah, short blade 1. Okay, so we still have a spare screwdriver, that's fine. We got some random cutlery, which is lovely. No, that's kind of the thing. Like I was talking about this with Eros on his stream, Eros1. When he was talking, me and him were talking about Rim Connect, and he was talking about, oh yeah, if you do Rim Connect, like there's a bunch of things that just end your run, like you blow up the world kind of stuff. And that they were on the list, and he's like, I just disabled those. He was like, but there's also people that's like, you know what? I'll turn on the thing that lets you just end my run. Oh, it'll cost like $50. Like, if you're that committed to just ending the run for everyone, you know, you gotta pay. But like everything else is just the point system, which you just get points in that by... Rim Connect's neat the way it's like, okay, you do something nice, and if I'm not mistaken, it like gives you a multiplier on how many points you earn per duration of time. But if you do something mean, it penalizes your multiplier and getting points. So it kind of makes you want to juggle doing nice things than doing awful things. So you do nice things to enable you to do awful things. But yeah, most people disable the stuff that's like your colony's dead, or it's like this is some super duper challenge that you can't realistically overcome. But yeah, if I were to leave something on like that just you can unilaterally end my run, it would be expensive. Just, I mean, for runs like this, I wouldn't turn it on, or I'd just make it some astronomically high amount that no one would pay. Like it'd be, you know, a joke amount like $10,000, which no one would ever pay. It's basically saying we're not doing it right now unless you're that committed. I wouldn't actually do that, but like it wouldn't be an option. Now, if we're doing goof off runs or like not as serious runs or whatever, yeah, sure, I'd have a thing where you could mess with me, get me killed. Like, I actually hope they add Twitch integration to, or a mod that adds Twitch integration to Project Zomboid 1 that is actually automatic, where, you know, you would post the bits or the points or whatever is appropriate, and the thing would just happen. I don't have to like hit buttons on my keyboard or anything to actually make it happen. But I want it to be more stuff than just helicopters and planes than that. Like, you know, maybe for a high expense point thing, you start a fire somewhere. Hold chat rants and be like, you want this character to live? We've spent 6 months getting very attached to this character. Well, if you want this character to live, it's gonna cost you $5 an hour. You're gonna pay up? Pay up or Hazel dies. Shouldn't have gone for that stab, but it did anyways. It worked out. Kidnapper? Question mark? No, I mean, we were talking about, like, having a character, like, you know, we had Hazel Killian was a character we played as one time that, like, people got really attached to. Oh, actually, we get brand new leather gloves. Nice. Protect our fingies. But, people got pretty attached to Hazel Killian because that was a really good run. My OBS keeps adjusting the size of where that stretch request happened that I did just a few minutes ago. It keeps like adjusting it as like the time increments, and it keeps catching the corner of my eye. I'm like, oh, I always stretch. I'm like, wait a second. No freebies. You gotta pay your fake internet points. Yeah, no, it's just I wasn't catching it. It's all good. We got a bunch of little stabby bits, and we're just going to keep using them, and hopefully we get a new weapon. Posture check, you got me, leaning back. Bear with me a moment, I got a zombie here, but after that zombie, I will do all the things. Hey, maintenance 2 and a kitchen knife, thank you. Alright, so I'm going to pause, and I'm going to do all those things, so we got to hydrate. And you actually got a few extras, because I just mentally went into, oh yeah, push-up time, and did 8 instead of 5 before I was like, wait a second. So you got some freebies out of that. A bowl of cut up lime. That actually doesn't sound that terrible, but be pretty sour. Like, there's far worse. Oh, we're basically tired. Let's back off. Let's not get ourselves in trouble starting a fight. Because the only reason I'm worried about tired and exertion is it means we do less damage per hit, which means we're taking more hits on our weapon to do said damage, which ultimately means we're not getting as many kills per weapon, and our per weapon, like per kill per weapon efficiency is actually kind of important when we don't have much weapons to work with. Oh, come on, you guys. Quit showing up. Yeah, so we got 2 hand forks, an extra screwdriver, 5 scissors, a bread knife, a butter knife, and a fork. And a kitchen knife. Now we need more food to carry with us. Right now, we're just a bit south of Ekron. Like this road right here goes right through Ekron.